To another episode.
Me.
We are
Actually
live.
live? Oh, we are
Oh,
live!
we are live.
We are live. I
Whoa.
right after you introduced it, I hit the go start streaming button.
Wow,
What's
it's
up,
still
internet?
Thunder.
I know, right, dude? I think
You would do that on Will's birthday as well. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Will. Happy birthday to you.
Hooray!
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 This is the most humiliating thing that's ever
Oh
happened.
my god, someone got a present for Will. Let's see. Will Be Curly subscribed at tier 1. Yeah!
Wow. Thanks, Will Be Curly. You're a real one. Oh, man. That's crazy. Taken uninspiration.
If that's what you want, anything for the birthday girl.
At any point, you can choose to have disadvantage on one roll.
It'd be really funny. At any point, you get to choose us to have disadvantage in one roll.
yeah. I get to. Well, technically, I get to do that anyway.
All of the monsters of advantage. Everyone has back tactics.
I get one time where I get to say you have disadvantage without explaining myself. Yes. Welcome back to Constants and Consequences episode 2.
Woo-hoo.
Wow. 2 weeks in a row, just like your other favorite show on this channel, Treasure of Garrick.
Yeah, I wonder what Treasure of Garrick's running this week.
No Treasure of Garrick for...
No Treasure of Garrick.
What?
No,
No.
This is the replacement for that.
Yeah.
What?
Still in
They
the
can't
world of
be.
Lio.
It's my favorite show.
Still in the Astral Sea even.
In the Astral Sea, returning to Emidir, but perhaps not quite as it was before.
No, this time we have a different crew. We have Deadeye. We have Dragdar. We have
Dragdar.
Michael Check. And we have Ika Konkon. We all on a boat heading to Emidir, working for the band The Tyrant. And as we start to see the shores of Emidir, as it starts to turn from a point of light into an actual physical land, we see there's ships in combat, and we go, let's go around. And then this guy, Mr. fucking Milo, goes, nah, we go forward, we got shields, and you guys. And good thing we were there because we got boarded by pirates. And then we just pushed them into the Astral Sea and problem solved, really.
What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? The absolute dumbest of fucks.
Clearly, the way to do it is to run across and jump into the flaming sphere. Twice.
Like, I thought they were dumb, and I have an 8 wisdom and intelligence.
Incredible low scores all around.
I thought they were dumb, and then I looked in the mirror.
Oh, I forgot to breathe, guys.
I fucking nearly killed myself. Nearly killed myself by not breathing.
Right. Hey, Will.
Yeah, what's up?
Deadeye take one of their crossbows. Assuming they aren't all in the Astral Sea. I think one of them might have dropped one over here.
What are the light? No, they're all gone now.
Damn.
No, absolutely. Feel free to take one of their light crossbows, because that's a pretty useful thing to have.
I'll say.
And as a free action, you can switch between a light crossbow and a hand crossbow quickly.
I know.
If you have crossbow expert.
What you're not gonna
Fuck,
believe.
is that Zig? Holy.
It's definitely not. I don't think
Oh.
that's true at all.
Oh, I'm gonna go.
Because it's
That's
not a
what-
one-handed weapon. Is the problem. But
hand
I'll take
crossbow
it
is.
if you. Yeah, hand crossbows.
Yeah, absolutely. Because then
the
Is
light
it
crossbow isn't two-handed.
Thanks,
Technically, I
true.
cannot, unless you say I can, in which case, cool. Also, do I need to worry about how much ammo I have?
No, because that would be tedious.
Cool.
Who wants to track that?
No complaints here.
Because I can either make you track that and you resent me for it, or I have to track it and I resent me for it.
But when we have a moment, like a tense moment where Deadeye's like, I've only got five arrows left, and there are 6 enemies.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
no.
pretty cool, actually.
Oh,
I shoot
tense
like,
moments in D and
4
D,
times.
and it's oh, I've run out of arrows. Like, guys, come on, we're playing fantasy here, please.
Hey, I'll defend. Sometimes you gotta make people plan ahead and actually have resources. Like in
Oh,
that
yeah,
campaign
yeah.
that no one liked playing.
And look, that's why we're also using encumbrance, and we're
Mhm.
not ignoring coin weight.
Hell yeah! I can carry approximately nothing before she rolls over.
Hey, I will. If we wanted strength to be a good stat, we would use encumbrance rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Without
okay.
them, it's useless.
I can carry a crowd.
Also, I just wanna triple check something. Because
You called?
Thank you.
Michael, triple check. Oh man, that's horrible.
That's just when you.
That's-
That's just
Michael
when you
killed
use,
2 people. Call that a double.
That's
check.
just when you use mirror image, right?
Oh, nice. Technically, that would be quadruple check.
What are we triple checking, by the way?
Anyway, so Deadeye has 2 feats.
Sure does.
They carry him far. I want to double check that everyone else also has 2 feet.
And can we feel them?
We don't need to do any feeling. But I mean, we can do this later. But just so we, Deadeye has crossbow expert and alert.
Mhm.
Spoilers, sorry.
I don't want anyone to know I use crossbows.
Dude, this is a revelation.
Wait, we
I
got 2
feel like
feet.
Because I'm a variant human.
Oh, right, yep.
And did everyone else take a feat though?
Yes.
Grandar took tough.
Yes.
Oh, Ike, you took a special Kitsune one, didn't
yeah, I
you?
took the Kitsune one.
Awesome. Which you will hopefully not use to turn into children on the battlefield.
I'll use it to turn to dead people instead.
You know what?
Interesting.
That's more
I can also just turn into
okay.
a fox. I think turning into a fox is good.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Michael, check what feat. No, sorry, you're eating. Check, right? I mean, it's an important thing to do to check things.
How many feats do you have, Michael? Check.
No, I
1, 2?
have 1.
1, 2.
I have 1.
What feat do
I,
you
um,
have?
I forgot about the memo. I really actually don't know why. Is it 2? Or am I meant to have 1?
Are you a variant human or are you a regular human?
I'm a regular human.
Regular
Well, you have
human?
1.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so I did the right thing. Cool.
Did you
You
get
got one
plus
of the
1 to
other
all
ones
your
that-
stats, or did you take plus 1 to 2 stats?
I cannot remember.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, good to know, good to know.
At some point, we'll double check that, and you can either get an additional feat or not. But that's okay.
Using a peg leg's fun as well. That's cool as well.
Yeah, of course.
We don't judge here.
For all we know, Michael might have 3 feet.
Maybe with his massive
I was waiting for it.
Alright.
Anyways, what's happening in the story?
Yes,
yeah.
back
Are we
to
just
the
are we just sailing into the sunset or sunrise or?
Well, no. Well, technically the star rise or the star set, traveling back towards Emidir. So you finish up the fight, and you are getting escorted by an Emidirian ship into port. And in the meantime, Mr. Milo will sort of come out and address you all. Go. Ah, yes. Apologies for that little inconvenience, but consider it simply a test of your skills to see if you are ready for the things to come.
Is this like a regular occurrence?
While pirates are not entirely uncommon on the astral sea, but to see such a battle around a star is unusual. But
We're the pirates. I can scared of pirates. I can not like pirates.
It's okay, Michael Check's got you.
yes, excellent work, Mike. We are heading into Emidir, quite a beautiful star, but also one of great turmoil. From what I hear, it is embroiled in something of a war again. But a nation torn apart by war, a people divided. Is that not exactly the thing that music can fix? Music to reunite a people. That is what our new management wants the tyrant to represent. Now, before we pull into land, suppose we ought to start handing out some change for you individuals under our employ. Johan, please pay the individuals. And out from behind Mr. Milo, this hooded feature, this hooded creature emerges around 5'10-ish, regular average size, but appears to come out of nowhere, completely unnoticed. Just comes out from behind Mr. Milo and just starts handing out little pouches of gold to each of you. You all get 50 gold pieces
Oh, okay.
individually.
Wow.
Oh, and yes, on this little adventure, we might incur some expenses. And he looks across each and every one of you, slowly examining you. And he looks at Dragdar and goes, "Ah, Dragdar, you look like a virtuous and responsible young man. I
That's
put
me.
I put the stipend for this little team, this security and assistance team, in your hands." And
Oh.
Johan approaches with a much bigger sack. It's just a small amount of 100 platinum that you can all use as you see fit. across our little adventure. I do hope this makes up for the little run-in with the pirates. Yes. Soon, we will head into shore. I will stay back with the crew and the ship at first and make sure everything's handled. But you and Bolg, if you could kindly escort everybody into some lodgings, find an inn or something where we can all stay and procure 2 rooms, perhaps begin conversations about setting up performances. We can start in the inn if there is one. And then he sort of walks off. And then it disappears into a chamber. Bolg comes over and is like, okay, Bolg has to go get everything ready to depart. And heads down into the lower decks as you pull into the port. Now, some of us here have visited Emidir, though outside of character, all of us are somewhat familiar with the south side of Emidir and Brambleton, and what that looked like when a previous group of adventurers came through. This is not what we see now. The port that we're coming into is no longer a small dock, but a huge, bustling port with several military-looking ships lining it up. You were escorted by one of these ships that came and collect you after the ordeal with the pirates, and you sail smoothly into a little position. Give you a little of a better visual of the sort of look. Looks something more like this.
Oh my
Now.
god.
Holy.
This is a huge shipyard. You'll probably, I'd say, enter somewhere around here.
When does the
On the
campaign take place?
Left side of the map. It takes place a number of months after the original crew has left Emidir. And probably Deadeye, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is. Here we go. 12.
12. Does anyone have higher than a 12?
Okay, so it is a winter now, isn't it?
Good to hear.
No?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Well, what you all sort of notice is that though this is a massive looking port, you get a strong smell of sawdust. The type of smell that gives the indication that there's been a lot of construction and a lot of ongoing construction and a lot of woodwork and building going on. And you, Michael, could give me an Arcana check. Well, as well, beautiful. You can't quite pin it down, but you get the faintest little feeling in the back of your mind of Arcana in the air. Almost as if the same sort of feeling you get after a more practical illusions class. Just that little sensation that the trained mind get when lots of magic have been cast in a space recently. But as you pull in and you exit the boat, you are greeted by a small group of people. Two of them are standing at the front, one in a uniform that would look to suggest of someone of higher station, with sort of gold trimming around it. A handsome older man who has a sort of long ponytail, which is starting to really grey out. And next to him is a shorter, younger woman in a similar looking uniform of a similar style, but looks more like it's designed for sort of support office staff and not for people on the front lines in any capacity ever. Behind them is three sort of guards just hanging around them as if they just have to follow them and greet every ship as well. As you come off, the older gentleman speaks first, and he goes, "Ah, yes, hello. You is it true that you fought the pirates that were attacking?"
Yep.
They started it.
There were pirates on the ship.
You approached the star while there was a combat going on.
That's what the boss wanted.
We got a job
There's
to do.
combat going on.
I
Not
didn't have
anymore.
a say in it.
Incredible. Absolutely unbelievable. And it's at this moment that you're all standing at the end of this little ship port that the back of the ship that you've sort of reverse parked, similar to the other ship, the back of the ship opens up with one part elevating and the other part thudding down as a ramp, and out walks Bolg, and coming behind him are these two sort of wagons with no horses, but are just sort of following him along. And you see the old man goes, "Oh my lord, is that Bolg?" And Bolg goes, yes, me Bolg." And the older man goes, "Oh, everything makes a lot more sense now. Alrighty, so I see, I take it then that you are all part of the crew of the musicians I heard that were coming to our little star."
That's correct.
Right. Crazy bastards, if you ask me, but I suppose that family gets whatever they bloody want. Not that we don't owe them some small fortune. Right. Well, I'm Commander Serret. I am in charge, as it were, for largely the military operation on this side of the bar. Though these days that is me with quite a lot more work than just that. This is my assistant Delia, and the woman next to her just gives a small little wave. Right, I will speak to the captain of your ship, but in the meantime, here is this, and he hands you what is now in your journal. It's a temporary rite of passage, just to say that, or he will say,
Symbol of building.
yes, this will allow you safe passage through any parts of Emidia that are under the control of, well, the royal family, the Gilneys. And should anyone come question you, just produce that, and those questions should go away. But yes, for now, I will leave you to it as I go to sort out all the paperwork. And he walks off to board the ship and discuss
Apparently.
things with Mr. Milo. And
Cool.
Olga's like, okay, shall we head into town?
That's a modified idea. Let's go.
We gotta find an inn, right?
Yes.
I like going to town. I could like
Okay.
the wood. The wood chips get stuck on Ica's tail.
God, that would be so overstimulating. Alrighty. Moving to a very different style of map now. But this is more of an homage to our original trip to Emidir.
Yep.
Here we go.
Now this is Emidir as we know it.
Mhm.
So as you
I
walk
think to the right
in,
spot. Oh my god! Wait,
I think it's
I think
They're
those
similar
trees are too
spots.
close. I think this should be open, but pretty close. Yeah.
it's pretty close to what it was.
Hey man,
Everything-
a few months have passed, and they would be, maybe they overgrew, so they're not closed anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. But you
Maybe someone just cast Awaken on the entire forest. And decided
It
to
just
walk
moved
towards
in.
the town. Yeah.
No more show for anyone.
Yeah. Alrighty. So you walk into town, and that sort of smell dies down as you get further from the docks,
hmm
but it's still present. There has been a lot of construction and building going along here. You as the characters are not sure what's going on, but clearly this has exploded into a much larger town than it used.
Yeah.
As
like,
you
we're
walk-
we're looking along. There's like new buildings that are like very new compared to like really old buildings next to it.
Yes. So there's like a building that's like a almost run down little shack, and then next to it is a massive 2 to 3 story building. And there are lots of people around, lots of bustling. A lot of people seem to be in military uniforms as well. You see, this seems to be a huge, almost base of operations if you will. You're walking into town, and you've got this little area here with the bakery, the general store, and the inn, and then off in the distance, you see what appears to be a massive barracks and training ground, and then a huge, almost factory-looking building as well, with lots of people bustling around it. And as you're walking in, and you can see the inn approaching, a familiar hand falls onto your shoulder as Bol goes, Ragda, Mr. Milo put me in charge, but Bog not good at talking. Maybe you do talking. Bog has funds for band, for inn, but you and rest do talking.
Okay, Bulk. Okay, Bulk.
Thanks.
Mr. Big Hammer, Ica has a question.
Yes.
Mr. Big Hammer, when will we get to meet the tyrant? Ica really wants to meet the tyrant.
Once we secure rooms at inns, they are in the wagons.
Okay, guys, we get room real quick so we can meet the tyrant.
What? We see an inn, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you see the... Ooh.
Oh, that's the moving in.
Whoa!
I bet
The inn is approaching.
The door to the top is moving as well. This awakening was really broken, huh?
Individual parts of the road are moving. I should have built everything on the map layer, but I didn't.
Classic mistake.
Okay, so you.
Oh no, it's because like we don't have to move all our characters. Then you can just move the inn to us.
I could just.
Everything's relative, you know? So it's
Yeah.
the same. If we walked, we just move our feet and the world moves underneath us. It's the same as if we walked there.
That's it.
How crazy would it be if like
that
you
is
just woke up and
relativity.
it's like you woke up and suddenly there's just a different house on top of you, and it's just like you have to pay rent.
You can't be sleeping here without paying rent.
That's just eminent domain, isn't it?
Yeah.
But what if like
that's
you
my
woke
favorite 5th level spell.
But what if you woke up and instead of going to work comes to you? You know, like would that be great?
No, I work with
Working from
people.
my bed.
What are these people doing in my house?
man.
Waffle fries.
I'm looking for a specific beer. Do you know whether
that I walks in and just the room goes quiet, and then he continues to walk in. That just happens when he enters any saloon in.
Yep.
You
And
just deaf or something?
that,
The room's always been quiet. Every room is quiet.
that is exactly what happens. Is you all start to walk in. Deadeye first. I keep going to say Deadshot. No affiliation. Deadeye walks in first, and the rest of you follow. And the room, which has quite a lot of people in it, just goes dead silent. And they all just turn to look at you. And you're approached by...
Like hide behind people. Oh my God.
You're approached by 3 people. One of them is... leading them is a short human man with a massive belly, wearing very expensive looking, kind of like a uniform similar to some of the other ones that you have seen, but way more expensive looking. And he is on either side of him, followed by one average looking man in clothes that are, once again, a slightly different style of uniform, but not nearly as nice. And then on the other side is a tall, lanky looking man in a similar uniform. And as they've stood up to greet you, the two men are very poorly sort of hiding by their sides spears. But the shorter man approaches you and goes, "Now what the hell are you doing here? You look like a gang of adventurers. You best not be adventurers. We don't need your kind here. There's no adventure to be going on here."
And we're simply
I
looking
guess so.
simply security for an event.
Are you here to offer us rooms?
He sort of spits on the floor towards your feet. "I am here to make sure that you and everyone else stay the fuck out of trouble. All these lands, Brambleton in its entirety, they're mine, baby. I'm the
Then you know who to
sheriff."
talk to get a room or two.
Ragnar, he comes right up to you, which to you is not intimidating. He is a full. How tall is Dragdar?
I think we said it's like 2 meters tall.
2 meters tall. He's like it's like a full 1.5 feet at least shorter than you.
Fair.
And very clearly not in shape. And he comes up to you and he looks up at you. He goes, "You watch yourself. I'm the sheriff around these parts. And if any of you step a foot out of line, you'll have me and my guard to deal with." And he just
Can we get a name
storms
for the
out.
sheriff?
He doesn't respond.
Mr. Sheriff, I can't see the line. There's no line on the ground. I can't see it.
Yeah, because like, how do I watch myself when my eyes are in me? Am I always watching myself?
Oh no, I just gonna have an existential crisis.
Make an illusion of a fly that buzzes in front of his face for a little bit.
That's so crazy.
After he storms out with his lackeys, probably, actually I have no clue, a woman with brown hair approaches you all and goes, "I'm so sorry about Sheriff Gamson. I promise they're not all this bad." Anyway, I'm
what's his name? Sheriff.
Gamson. Gambson.
Yeah.
Gamson.
Gamberson.
Jambson.
Gambson, sorry.
Like Lamson, but with the G.
Gamson, yeah.
Yep, cool.
Yeah.
Son of lamb.
Son of lamb, son of Gam. But yes, this woman with long brown hair and a quite a cozy, warm-looking cardigan approaches you all and goes, "I'm so sorry for that. Other than that awful prick, a lot of the Well, the Gildney and their associated families aren't all that bad. Anyway, I'm Aaron.
Gildney.
He's realistically no more Gildney than anyone else here. He's
Distant claim to the throne, then, huh?
yes, very low noble, but he owns quite a lot of land and now bed around here, and has in doing so earned the title of sheriff.
Do you know how much that title would cost?
Quite a lot. Quite a lot.
100 platinum a lot?
Well and truly more than that.
Boo.
But it's a very archaic title and almost entirely powerless. And Commander Serret himself assured me the other day that they're hoping to get rid of it in its entirely. But until the unification is complete, that's not really going to be a huge priority.
The unification, you say?
Oh, you, huh? You're all quite underinformed to be here.
We haven't been here
Yes.
for a while. Like, we just got here, really.
Yes. Well,
I've never set foot on this place in my life.
Been a while for me, ma'am.
Where am I?
Come on,
Jeffy.
Emidir.
well, welcome to Emidir.
I got some
Oh.
problem with some rebels last time I was here.
Me too.
Well, oh dear. Who best? She goes, Lane, maybe you're best to explain. People need their drinks filled. And she walks off as Lane, why not? We'll put his little counter on there.
Wait, Mrs. Brownhair, Ika has a question before you leave.
Oh, yes?
You know where this line that Mr. Small Man was talking about is?
I fear that the line is far behind us no matter what we do.
Ika turns around. Ika can't see it.
Nor will you ever.
Oh no.
Just gotta look real close.
Ika will go find it then. Ika will be back.
I can run. So.
We don't have time for this.
Okay, now
And
let's get to business.
And then we'll continue with Ika's side of the campaign every second week.
Like a fucking Mr. Bean thing, and we all end up in the same place except just one fumbling forward, and we're like dying and stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, so she calls over this young man named Lane, Lain.
Lane.
Well, she goes back. He goes, yes, hi, hello, what's going on?
Hey,
Firstly,
Lane.
can we sort out...
Names people take to call me Deadeye.
Shakes your hand. Nice to meet you. He looks over his shoulder at Aaron. I have questions. I'm busy. Just do your best. Lane is like, right. Yes. Questions. About. I don't work here. Turns back and Aaron's like, about Emidir, the unification. And he's like, oh, yes, that I do know about. I'm from Emidir originally, but I've been away for quite a long time. I've been studying on Epstein, but
Do I recognize him?
roll me a history check.
History check. Mic check.
Mic check. Roll me a history check. Oh, 23. You do recognize Lane. You're not sure if you ever actually had any units together. You are aware that Lane was sort of in the librarian stream of Epstein's colleges, and basically did everything, every little club that you could do, he was at least signed up for, and every little bit of volunteering you could do for the university itself, he did. He was basically the mail boy for a long time. Now, why at a university filled with magic would you need a young man to physically deliver mail? Perhaps only cruelty. We can never know. But the other thing you remember about Lane is he's a few years older than you, and would likely never have needed to be there. But in every class or lecture, or almost any time you just happen to see him across campus, where there was Grant Man, there was Lane. But now we see Lane here in Emidia is a average height, slightly shorter, perhaps, probably about a 5'8". Handsome looking human with short hair. He's wearing a little dorky little wizard hat that somebody probably told him true wizards wear, and he took it to heart, and is wearing sort of robes with a bluey tint, and carrying quite a bit of books and paper about him. He goes, yes, yes, I'm back. I'm on my way to take over or set up a library branch for Emidir in the capital. My ship got blown off course and landed me on the complete opposite side of the star. And then they just told me to get off. Then they departed, and I don't know where they went since. But I'm here now. But I'm gonna make my way to Overseas eventually. And in the meantime, I'm doing a little bit of a side project as my first assignment to become master librarian. I'm doing a little bit of gonzo journalism. I'm covering the and he lowers his voice, leans a little bit, and goes, "The war, the unification. I'm covering the unification."
So what is the unification?
Right. So, a number of years ago, there was the initial rebellion against the Gilni, who had been the rulers of Emidia for a very long time, a time in memoriam, some would say. But there was growing dissent amongst the population, looking for a little bit more freedom, free will. There is an almost unbelievable amount of archaeological relics from the Githantry when they had control over Emedir during the Divine War. But such things are completely outlawed as illegal magic. Now the children of Emedir, and led by Morris, they believed that basically Emedirians should be able to do whatever the fuck they like, and the Celestial Council can shut the fuck up about it. And so there was a rebellion, and almost about a year and a half ago, the original rebellion and war ended, with the children of Emedir taking control of Emedir, giving rise to King Morris and the Knights of Morris. And that was something. From the reports I've been getting, very mixed feeling about the short rule of King Morris. One thing that you can say about the Guildney is they've got connections, and they kind of understand how money works. Yeah, King Morris came along, and he was like, let's make everything really good for people right away. And the first step he did to do that was to increase taxes quite a bit to pay for everything, and people went okay. And then he was like, oh shit, we need more money to do this. I didn't realize it took so much money. So they raised taxes again, and then you're like, okay, that's not great, but okay, yes, woo, we're freedom, we can use the ancient magics and technology now. And then they were like, shit, we need more money. So obviously, Emedir, I don't know how much familiar you are, we have the beds, which produce their amazing wool. And we produce all sorts of amazing things, and sometimes just ship out the refined wool to other stars, and that's a huge part of the economy of Emedir. But King Morris sold all the mills on Emedir to Goldmarsh, and people were like, okay, well that's a bit quite fucking shitty, but you know, we're gonna make the world really great and awesome for everybody. And then he was like, oh shit, I could do a little bit more money to make things great. So he raised taxes again. And, you know, that's whatever, that's fine. That's local politics and whatever. Eventually things, we were told, were going to get really, really great. But then, a group of what I'm hearing of adventurers who first came here to Brambleton, which is quite exciting, which was until recently a very small town. They came here, they did some stuff here, they visited the Bedshire, that's a great cultural touchstone, and then they went... Actually, before I get to that, come with me. And he leads you all outside.
Mm-hmm.
Ika probably comes back at this point. It's like she's exhausted. It's like Ika can't find a line. She's been looking for a while.
You missed a lot, Ika.
Ika, well, if you're excited by lines, look at the line work on this. And Lane shows you a beautiful, beautiful mural that's been exquisitely painted on what looks like a pretty refurbished inn. There's definitely parts that were a little bit older than some of the newer parts. It looks like it might have been expanded a bit. But on the inn is a mural depicting what seems to be a battle scene. There's a green haired individual throwing a what seems like a fiery green sphere of just green fire at a what appears to be a troll. There's
I think I might know
What-
that fella.
there's what appears to be a monkey that's also a chef wearing an apron and a chef hat, like bursting through a flaming building like in an action movie or an action play as you have in the Astral Sea.
Mhm.
And then there's a tall, ruggedly handsome looking half-orc fellow holding like parrying two people at once with this sword that is just glowing like the sun hits it and it is just sparkling. There's also what appears to be a very blue woman in all blue attire, and everything they touch appear to be blue, and they just have an axe and they're just bringing it down on someone. And then in the corner, there's the sky, and the sky is largely empty, except in the corner, there's a tiny little crow that's flying away, and is sort of upside down, flying upside down, and it appears to be pissing itself. And then, Lane, while pointing it out, gets really excited. He goes, "And the most incredible thing, and points to you, Michael, and goes, you look like you're a wizard. Studied on, did you study on Epstein?"
Oh yeah, I'm currently studying still. You know, we're just on break.
Wow, the most amazing thing is, correct me if I'm wrong, but does that not look like Professor Man? And he points to this very out of place yet depicted as ruggedly handsome looking person dressed as what can only be described as a math teacher, is holding a book open and waggling fingers in the air.
No, it can't be. Grantman doesn't look nearly as handsome as that.
Well, look, artistic impression behind. Probably none of them looked as good as they're depicted here. There appears to be some sort of person throwing a strange version of a flaming sphere, and I wasn't sure what it was at first. So I've been asking around. That blue figure is apparently meant to be a ghost, and that's where our story gets a little bit more interesting, because these people here in there's a little plaque at the bottom that just says the Battle of Brambleton and its heroes. And he goes, yes, so this is where it gets more interesting, because we have these figures here, and it really appears to be Grant Man, who I know is on sabbatical, so it could be him, but that doesn't make any sense. But it could be him traveling with a group of people.
Is he at the moment? Wait, let me just check something. Oh no, okay, yeah, he might be. He actually might be. Remember, he wasn't. He wasn't late technically.
He wasn't meant to be, but he just wasn't there. Right, Grant Man, who was missing at the time.
No, I think at this point he's taken leave.
But
The government, yeah.
we see them here in Brambleton. But then later, I have been hearing reports that there was a ghost matching the description of the one here in this mural, seen leaving the royal castle after King Morris, who was the leader of the rebels, was slain.
So you think the ghost killed King Morris?
Well, I think, and based on all reports so far, that this group of people became known as the Heroes of Brambleton, and then the next stop was Oversaries, where they went and slaughtered the king. Now, I can't figure out any connection between this and that, or them and what they were doing, especially with the assumption that that's Grant Man there. Why he killed the king? Really confusing. But they
What was
killed
his,
the
what's
king.
his professor study?
Well, he's sort of there's like the Garakeshi, and he's sort of like the leading expert in them, but then a lot of
I don't
things.
think he is.
Is he not?
That's a different Professor Man is the leading expert.
Right. Well, largely it's maths, right? And oh my god, Professor Man is so cool, because a lot of us at Epstein, we're like wizards, right? Like we spend all our time studying spells and learning their incantations and learning the movements that you have to say to make spells. And oh my god. Okay, so this one of my biggest memories of Professor Man was I was in a lecture theater, and another wizard came along to the lecture theater, another professor. He sort of bumbled in with his staff and his long beard and his really tall hat, because all the really good wizards have really tall beards. And he walks in, he goes, "Oh, Professor Man, your ways are ridiculous. I mean, surely you must understand that all magic purely exists first on the theoretical level. They start from the philosophy and the framework of arcana, and the whole magic, everything we do is perhaps all illusion, touching the world but not truly, and just impacting our perceptions." And Professor Man went, "Well, if everything is an illusion, then explain this." And then he did a kickflip, and then whipped his skateboard into the old man's ankles. And he turned to the lecture hall, and he went, "Remember, most magic is first theory. In fact, through arcana, everything is theoretically possible. Everything is a theory until you go out into the world. Everything but one thing, that is." And I put my hand up, and I said, Professor Man, what is the one true spell? What is the one thing in this world that is not at all theory or illusion? What all is there left at the end of the day?" Professor Man looked at me, and he went, "This." And he cast Sleet Storm and skated out of the room. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. You've got to understand, we're all wizards at Epstein. All of us, except Professor Man is a mathematics professor who has gone He's gone so deep into Arcana and so deep into the fundamental magics and Arcana that create our world that he has gone beyond it. He is no longer a wizard. I heard he was Archmage level 20 or something. He has forsaken learning magic and is discovering it on a deeper, rawer level through himself and his own understanding of mathematics in the world. It's the most incredible thing, and it still doesn't explain why he would kill a king.
I mean,
Yeah,
if this Grand Man,
Professor Man really doesn't strike me as the type to kill a king.
No,
yeah, if he's
no,
as good as you say he was, then this Morris guy must have been real bad. I mean, it didn't sound like they were doing a great job.
well, granted that so far I'm in. Here we are currently in the occupation of the Guildneys, so a lot of the reports are quite negative of King Morris. But yes, so after this group of adventurers killed the king and fled, at the same time the Guildneys were blockading. Now, from what I've heard from some of the higher echelon soldiers that I've been talking to, is that the Guildney left Emidir throughout the war. A lot of them slowly started leaving and going to different stars within the Celestial Federation, a lot to the capital and a lot to Goldmar. And eventually, while it seemed like the rebellion won, suggestion from at least some of the Guildney or some of the those on the side of the Guildney I've spoken to, is it was a tactical retreat that they left to let Morris rule for but a year while they built an incredible armada of ships and then returned after the people had seen how difficult leading a star is. And that brings us to the unification. So, the Guildney with their armada set out a blockade at Overseres, and they, through doing this, were quickly able to take the city. And then, from the south side here at Brambleton, they had another fleet quickly come onto land and take a large part of Emidir back. But they weren't able to quickly, or at least not so far, gain control of the full star. There are still parts to the northeast that are controlled by the children of Emidir. And it appears that, from what I've been hearing, part of the problem is that they have been sort of disappearing into ruins and the sort and hiding out. But then another problem has occurred. A group of, well, quite a hefty group of bandits now has taken root in the southwest of the star and are causing troubles, and most of them still hiding throughout the forests on the star and the swamps. But they've managed to capture and set up some small towns in the southwest and causing trouble for the Guildney, who are now on vacation, attempting to basically rejoin and reunite all of Emidir back together. So that's that. Oh, right. He pulls out from a little satchel bag. He pulls out a stack of paper and some writing implements. He goes, "Okay, so you all, you look like you're going to be running around a little bit. Could I ask a favor of you all?"
Depends what it is.
Sorry, I don't do autographs.
Well, I'm trying to record the war. When you're out and about, anyone you meet, consider asking them just a few questions about their thoughts on the war. And if you bring back any interviews to me, I'll give you some gold.
Ooh. So we can, if we fogged anyone, we can bring it back for you.
Sounds awesome. And he hands you all some writing implements before leading you back into the inn. You're going, "Okay, Aaron, they're all caught up. Why did I do that?" And just, "I don't know. I just asked you to." So, folks, what can I do you for?
Couple of ales to start off, and then I think we're looking for a couple rooms. If I'm not mistaken.
2 rooms.
2 rooms? Sure. What for, if I may ask?
Bulk.
Bug, big room.
Yeah, we
few
gotta house
lights.
us, and then those 2. Is it floating crates?
They're like wagons, but there's no horses. They're just self-propelled.
Yeah, and those wagons there.
Oh, right, wagons. Well, there probably is room out the back for the wagons. Been recently refurbished, so it should do, and 2 rooms as well. That'll probably for a few nights. Probably do that for 8 silver.
I'll use one of my gold.
Yeah, Drag does one that's got the fund.
As you go to pay, Bulk stops you and Bulk have a fund for in, and hands a gold. Goes, "Here is 8 silver." Aaron takes it. Goes, "Well, thank you." I'll take you show you the rooms now. And Bulk goes, first get the band. Aaron goes, "The band? What sort of band?" "Bug music band." Aaron goes, "Oh, are you lot musicians?"
Only a wouldn't call myself a musician, just know how to play a couple of ditties, but we're helping a band with security.
Oh, well, tell you what. While you're here, I'll throw in the ales for free. Food and drinks for free for tonight. And if the band plays here and they're any good, we'll keep that up while you're staying. And
That's mighty kind, man.
and you all go outside to collect the band.
Mm-hmm.
And so Bolg goes and opens one of the doors of one of the carriages, and
I was excited.
first walks out a male human who's got long, like shoulder length, sort of black hair. They walk with a little bit of a hunch. Who Ica instantly recognizes as Eli, who is the band's equivalent of a pianist slash synth person.
Oh my god, it's Eli. It's Eli. Guys, it's Eli.
Then comes out a human woman with sort of short blonde hair, shaved on one side, and some spider web, and then on the other hand, spiders, tattoos crawling up, who Ica recognizes as the drummer, Gwendolyn.
Oh my god, guys, it's Gwendolyn. It's Gwendolyn, guys. Look, guys.
I'll take a guess.
Gwendolyn with a Y.
Gwendolyn with a Y or?
With an I-N-E.
Gwendoline.
Gwendoline. Who is quickly followed by a female dwarf with auburn orange hair, who Ica recognizes as the horn player Gorel.
Grell. Guys, it's Grell as well. It's Grell. Guys.
Auburn hair.
And then with what would be described in our world as the typical sort of early 2010s emo hairstyle, like deathly pale skin, super skinny, dressed in all black clothes, comes out the lead singer, who's another human male known as Buddy.
Buddy.
Buddy?
Guys, it's funny. Oh my god, it's so dreamy, guys. Guys.
Ica, I need from you
Who's talking?
a DC 16 wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom
Huh?
saving throw.
I think also Deadeye's playing bodyguard already, but just
Yeah.
for Ica.
Just like keeping an eye on Ica, like this motherfucker's gonna charge for that.
Yes.
Okay, very well done.
What's this for though?
You
Do you want to use that
That's-
birthday disadvantage or what?
the birthday disadvantage. You know what? We're gonna use the birthday disadvantage on a nat 1. No,
Oh,
you
right,
already
right,
rolled
okay.
it. On a nat 1, you gain. Well, okay. You are seeing, throughout the whole boat ride, none of you actually saw a glimpse of any of the musicians. You occasionally heard some music when Mr. Milo would have them practice, but for the entire time you were on the ship, you thought you would at least run into them. But
Mhm.
until now, you hadn't seen any of the musicians that you're here to protect. And Ica, you love these guys. These are your favorite men, your favorite people. You're obsessed with them. You know their
There's only
favorite.
4 names I know.
you,
Other than
know,
Ica.
you know their favorite food, their favorite colors, what position they sleep in at night. And like you are beyond obsessed with Buddy.
Enamored. Yep.
You are enamored. And when Buddy walks out, this is the rock star of all rock stars to you.
Mhm.
And you're obsessed, but you're starstruck.
Mm-hmm.
You see Buddy, and this fear comes over Ica,
Huh.
and you find yourself just aghast, just unable to speak. It's like, that's Buddy. They're there right now. You're there to protect them. You're going to be spending a whole bunch of time with them. But, Ica, what if they hate you? What if they look
No
at
social
you
anxiety.
and they hate you?
Is my clothes put on correctly? Is good enough for them? I think she needs to find the line again.
And so, yes, for the moment being, you are considered afraid of Buddy and the rest of the band.
Okay. Iker is frightened.
Yes. Anyway, so the rest of you and the band walk in to the tavern,
Mm-hmm.
and Aaron leads you all to the rooms that you'll be staying in, and you help Bolg carry the belongings in. And when I say help, Bolg does, despite any arguments, does 60 to 70% of the carrying himself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He has this little system on his back that things just slide into and then hook onto. And he's a massive, Goliath. Like, even taller than Dragdar. And he just becomes so much bigger carrying everything that you all sort of just end up carrying like these small little
Things
boxes.
that someone have dropped, sort of thing.
Yeah. You really, when it comes to carrying, you're really just there in case something falls off.
Because between okay, how did I just forget his name? Between Bolg and Dragdar, I can't imagine the rest of us are doing much.
The rest of you don't need to be there for that part. Hey, you drop. But yeah, so you take everything in, you drop everything, and Bolg goes, good room, good, Bolg will take cart round back, Mr. Milo gave instruction for Bolg. What do you say? He said, we'll perform at night, but rest of day, make yourselves comfortable, explore town, get to know people, and tell them about the tyrant. Tell them come see the show. If they need help, help them out with anything they ask, and then what does Mr. Milo say? Mr. Milo say, help people best you can. No ask too big or too small. Help them and say, help them and say, oh, yes, this is the good of the tyrant. The tyrant's will blesses you all. Promote the band.
He knows how to promote the band. Yep.
So Bolg will stay here, finish setting up with band and putting carts away. Come back here sundown, but for now, go sightsee and meet people.
All right. I think Deadeye is going to check out the room first, and just
Yep.
sweep for basic, look for exits, look for just like basic security stuff. Go, make sure there's no hidden exits.
Yeah.
Just to
Give me
sweep.
perception or investigation.
Ooh, I'm going to they are the same, but I think investigation is probably more fitting. Oof.
A 9. Okay. Investigating the rooms. You get a good sense of the entrances and exits. There's like really nice rooms. It's recently been refurbished, a lot of it. And there's a small balcony between the two rooms that connects the room. There's a door in each room to the balcony, as well as doors just outside to get into the room. And then one of the rooms as well has an extra window that leads outside, but from the second story. So, that's always an exit.
Yes.
But that's all Deadeye can see in the room.
Cool.
Where do you all go next?
Is Ika still around?
Ika's gonna watch the band from afar.
Yeah.
Ika, do you have any of that illegal merch still?
Illegal. Ika's not sure what you're talking about.
I've seen you wear it on the ship before. Not very subtle with it.
Ika may or may not have a few t-shirts. Oh, does Mr. Big Man want to wear one? Well, Ika has a lot of them. Ika has big, Ika has small.
I think I'll need a pretty big size, but I would like to wear one if we're going to go around and promote the Tyrant.
Ika's gonna hand Dragda one of the extra large t-shirts.
XXL Tyrant T. Cool.
Kill.
I
And
didn't
what did
know Mr. Big Green Man was such a big fan. Do you want to know all about them? I can tell you all about. Ika knows everything about them.
maybe another day, Ika. I think we've got people to help.
Oh, okay.
What does the illegal merch T-shirt look like, by the way?
This particular one, it'd be like it's like a black T-shirt and like in like really terribly like drawn, just like a really terribly drawn logo of the Tyrant on it, and on the back it would say #1fan, but fan spelled like PHAN.
Nice. Like a Dead and Phil fan.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that.
Awesome.
There'd be like a bunch of different designs, but this particular XXL shirt.
Awesome.
What do we get the writing influence for again from Lane?
From Lane, he asked that while you're on your journey, if you could just talk to people about the war and the factions and their feelings about it, and then if you run into him again, just report your findings.
Cool. So we've got our two aims before the show. We got to find people to help. That's probably number one priority. And we gotta do some recon for this Grandman Glazer.
This Grandman Glazer. And that's probably a good place to leave it for tonight as well, actually.
Yeah, that's a good stopping point.
Before we get too into anything else.
All right. Thanks for watching, people.
See you.
Same time next week. We stream 8 p.m. on Tuesdays.
Every Tuesday.
Every
I
Tuesday.
thought we're not ready next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought someone was busy
I
next
think
week.
I'm busy actually. I think
Yeah.
it's-
No.
Yeah, it's
Every
always working.
Tuesday.
Every Tuesday
Every
except next
Tuesday.
week.
Every Tuesday
Yeah.
except the ones we don't.
Yeah, except the
Uh,
one.
This is, you know,
that's it's work. What can I do?
yeah. See, it's the season break, guys. It happens every like blue
Yeah,
moon
yeah.
for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just do a beach episode without you.
that's fine. Just you could if it's you can. Then I can wander off and do stuff. Oh wait,
Yeah,
but then I
yeah.
can't stream.
Just give us your
I don't
Twitch
think this
login.
through.
Yeah,
we'll
you'll have
stream
to
for you,
send
we'll
us
stream
send us
Yeah.
your login.
for you.
Right.
And anybody we make for the episode, I'm sending to my bank, by the way. So
Thanks for watching, people. Like, subscribe. Sorry, follow. Subscribe. I
Like,
don't know.
follow, subscribe.
Thanks for watching.
Share with
Peace.
your friends.
See ya
Yeah,
in
friends.
July,
See you next
guys.
time.